Hi, this is Rachelle with Scrapcraftastic, and I am back to work on my easy traveler's notebook using the clear vinyl wallet cover. I did go ahead and make the other one, and I did use that cut apart that I wanted to use, and I added the Be Merry. This one is a little different. I actually punched the hole a little off center when I did it, but anyway, I scored the spine. So I don't know how I feel about that, because if you look at it, this one seems a lot fuller, and I know the papers are exactly the same size, so that's not the issue. I think it's the scoring, and I don't know that the scoring actually helps. I don't know, but I did it. So I'm gonna go ahead and make the notebooks for these. I pull the papers that I want to use. I'm gonna go ahead and use this even though it's a scrap. Same here and same here. And I'm gonna put two notebooks in each, one with dot grid and one with grid. So I need to cut these papers down, and I'm not gonna try to make the notebooks really thick. I'm using 6 sheets of 32-pound paper, so it's a pretty heavyweight paper. So if I were to put too much paper inside the notebook, I wouldn't be able to staple it with a standard size staple. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these pages in half. So I'll probably do 2 at a time. I could probably do more than that or use my heavy duty paper trimmer, but I want to be able to do this so that you can actually see. So I'm doing it here. So 5.5 on all of these. And if you notice, when I take this piece over, I'm flipping it over because here on this edge is where the grid doesn't print all the way to the edge. I'm automatically going to have to cut the sides off, but the top edge, I want to remember, or try to remember, to cut this end when I'm actually making it the right size to go in the notebook. So I'm trying to keep all the border edges together. That's just, I don't know, me being picky. I could have printed these borderless, but since I have to trim off the border anyway, it didn't make sense. So, and on the dot grid, it doesn't matter because it just looks like the space in between the dots. And I'm sorry, I keep forgetting to put my microphone on, so it sounds probably like I'm in a hole or in a big empty room, but I just put it on. Maybe I need to make myself a sign to put in front of me to say, put on your mic. I don't know why I keep forgetting it. And I just was, when I was opening the blinds, I was just thinking to myself, don't forget to put your mic on. And then I sat down, turned on the camera, and did not put the mic on. So, okay. So that is that. I'm going to cut, I know I'm going to have to trim off more than that, but I am going to cut this down to 5.5 as well. I don't know if I want to do that. I don't really want to waste paper, but I also want my cuts to be clean. So I'm going to do it 5.5. So, because the height of the notebook is 5, so the notebooks are actually going to be 3.5 by 5. So that's 2 notebooks. I think I want to cut off the light end of this one, but do I want to cut his body off? Let's do it this way. And then this, so that's 3 covers, and then this will be the 4th. let's start folding, and I'll decide how I'm going to trim these after we fold. So I'm going to fold all of these in half. Let me get my bone folder. So you don't really need a bone folder. I just like a nice clean edge. So you can do this just with your hands, but I like a nice clean fold. Now the trick to folding paper and getting it straight is to line up the corners and the edge. And then you can either do it here in the middle and then go up with the bone folder. When I say do it, I mean press down the paper to begin the fold. Or let's do another way. You can do it at the top and just run your bone folder down. Or and you don't have to do each individual sheet. I just do. I don't know. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Or you can just start the crease at the bottom and go up. Either way, any way you want to do it. But that is a good way to get a nice clean fold. So I'm just going to fold all of these real quick. I actually, this is the smaller sizes of those sleeves. So I actually went back and I have ordered the A6 size. So if you get the A6 size, you can get the A6 size notebooks from Dollar Tree. I think they come in a package of 2 or 3 for $1. And then just cover them. And I have a ton of those floating around here. So I'm going to be making some A6 versions as well as soon as I get the covers. So that is also an option. And I think they have a B6-ish size. I'm going to have to look again. And I may invest in some of those as well. Okay, so all of these are cut. Now let's divide that into 2 because we need a notebook of each style for each book. So that's 6 and 6. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and put the books together, the beginnings of it. So when I trim this, it's going to cut off this page creep, which is caused by the width of the paper pushing each page a little further out. So you get these pages on the inside that stick out just a little bit. So I'll be trimming all of that off when I put them together. And with these, I'm going to flip them so that the margin area is at the bottom. So, because I'm more likely to cut off the bottom. So, and that's the part that I want to cut off, is the margin. There's our 4 notebooks insides. Now let's trim the paper. I'm a little torn at how I want to do this. Let's try it with this piece. I want to cut it 8 inches wide, even though some of that's going to get cut off. I just want to make sure that my covers are good. So if it means wasting a little, well, I'm not wasting paper because any scraps that I have, I can use in my journals. So let's fold this over. And I'm going to do the same thing. That method might not work with a heavier cardstock, but this cardstock from Michaels is not the heaviest. So it's a little short, and it's going to be even shorter because the width is going to be 3.5. So it's going to be trimmed to right about there. So that works. Okay, so, and then the height is going to be a 1/2 inch shorter. So let's do this. So I need to decide also which books are going into which notebook, and I think these two, well, no, because this one has the gold on it, so this one's gonna have to go in here. And then I want this one in the other one. Oh, we're gonna have gold in both though, so that doesn't matter, but that one doesn't have a Santa, so we want Santa in that one. Okay, so then we got these two covers. So there's that and that and this and this. So this one is going to be all gold foil. This one just has a little foil. Okay, so we have our notebooks ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and trim them to the correct height, and I'm going to do that with my heavy duty paper trimmer. So I will be back once I have that done. Okay, so we are back and they are trimmed to the correct height to fit in here. So next, I'm going to go ahead and mark on the spines where I need to staple. And that's going to be about 1 inch in. I do have templates for this, but I don't have a specific passport size. I have the pocket size, so I'm just marking on the edge. Just make sure I can see that. That's right here. Okay, so now I am going to use a binder clip to hold these together. So I have them folded, everything is lined up the way it needs to be, and I have just a little piece of paper in the binder clip to protect the cardstock or the cover, because sometimes these binder clips, I don't know, they're like rusty or whatever. So I just like to put a piece of paper there to protect my cover. If I can get this on here. This is just some old sticky, a piece of old sticky note that I'm using. Okay. So, and I do have a long arm stapler. There are other ways to do this if you don't have a long arm stapler. As long as you have a stapler where the top part will fold back, then you can do this without a long arm stapler. So I'm going to adjust this to 4 1/4 because that's the center of the white paper. And how am I going to do this? I'm going to try and line my little my little tick mark up in the center of the stapler and staple. And then I'm going to do the same thing down here and staple. So, and that's what it looks like. Okay. Get this one ready. Now, ideally, it would be better if I had made the covers the same width as the inside pages, but I didn't. So we'll just work around that. It's been a while since I did inserts like this. I haven't used a traveler's notebook where I made my own inserts for a while, so. Okay, let's find my tick mark. There it is. Line it up. So that's done. Now I'm going to go back to the paper trimmer and trim off the excess on the side. The notebooks are cut and ready to go. So this is what they look like. Very nice. Let's pop them in and see what they look like inside of the notebook. I need to decide what's going to be the top, what's going to be the bottom. Okay, so this one, I think I said one of these. Let's put this on the knot, and then since this one didn't have Santa, we were putting Santa in this one. Find the middle of the insert and put it on there. So voila, there it is. Nice. Okay. So, and then let's do this one. We're going to put the Christmas balls in the front for now, and I'm going to put this one on the knot. Okay, so there's that. And I'm thinking on this one I might stick a little cut apart in the pocket. I had made a list of things that I could possibly make for these. I could make a bookmark, a tassel, a charm or a bow to go on the front, and a washi card or washi envelope. I could also make a folder to go in these, an envelope to go in these. There's any number of things you can add to them. I could laminate dashboards for them. We could also make paper clips for these, and I was thinking, since there's nothing on the front of this, that I could make a cute paper clip, oversized paper clip to go on here. So that is it for making the notebooks to go in our traveler's notebook. So once I decide which embellishments I want to use in these, I'll be back with another video to share what embellishments I use and how I make them. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Also, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and hit that little gray bell so that you'll receive notification each time I upload a new video. Be sure to check the community tab and my stories for updates throughout the week. Also, check us out over at patreon.com/Scrapcraftastic for exclusive content and digital downloads. Visit my other channel, Journal Life's Journey, for craft videos and junk journals. You can find me across social media at Scrapcraftastic. Visit my website and shop at Scrapcraftastic.com. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.